Hello, everyone. Welcome to Vitals and Voices. I'm your host, PJ, and I am very excited to do a reintroduction to my podcast. So I started this podcast back in what was it, 2024 in August, around there, and I didn't upload until September. I was like, oh, woo, let's get this started with, and then I fell into depression. Womp womp. So I fell into depression, and then 6 months later, here we are. I finally have the charisma, the guts, the nerve, the talent to redo. Am I gonna get sued for saying that? I hope not. Anyway, I have the passion to reignite that flame inside me again and just make some content. So, vitals and voices. What does it mean? Vitals. I have a background in healthcare. I'm going to go a little bit deeper into that. So, that's the vitals part. And then voices is just because I love to yap. I love to talk. Oh, God. I can talk about anything with anyone and just have a good time. Just have a kiki. I do want to apologize. I have a stuffy nose right now. I am cleaning and throwing things away. I'm packing. I'm moving soon, so we'll get into that in a bit. But so all that just dust, everything is just hitting me all of a sudden, and I am not enjoying it. But special thanks to user XXXXX78 for being my first follower on TikTok. I truly appreciate it for you. You're still sticking around since ever since I announced that I was going to start my podcast. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much for just being there, and hopefully I'm able to throw out some content and you'll enjoy it, and we'll be able to add even more people into our family and community. So if you do like what I'm talking about today, go ahead and follow, subscribe, whichever platform you're listening or watching on. I'm going to have it on TikTok. It's going to be snippets on TikTok. I'm going to have the full thing on YouTube and on Spotify, okay? So hopefully we get started with that. And then later on, I'm going to add some visuals. So once I'm actually moving to Puerto Rico, I'm going to add some visuals with like, actually, let me not say that yet. But yes, I'll add some visuals in the future. Okay, so what are we going to talk about in this podcast? Like I mentioned, healthcare related topics. So my nursing school experience, my experience as a patient care technician. We're going to be talking about the medical device world and how to get into it. It's very niche. A lot of people don't know about it, but if you're in healthcare, if you go into that field, you can make a lot of money. So we're going to talk about that. And we're just going to yap. We're going to talk about my personal life experiences. I'm going to get some guests on here. So, like my friends from college. Those episodes, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it because I studied in Puerto Rico and most of them know a little bit of English. Like they could defend themselves, but it's not going to be. I want them to feel comfortable at the end of the day. So those episodes might be in Spanish and I'll just add subtitles or we'll see how we can do it. We'll see. But yes, I want to get some of my old peers with me on here and just talk about how it was in nursing school because it really was full of drama most of the time. Good times, whatever. I grew, I learned, and mistakes were made. But at the end of the day, it wasn't my fault. Sometimes it was, but most of the time, it's just nursing school drama that you get thrown in the middle. But we learn from it. Also, I want to mention there's a certain somebody out here on a certain social media that is trying to steal my podcast name. To that person, I want to tell you, I saw that your page was created on January something of 2025. I have receipts of when I created this podcast name. I have emails, and I'm currently in the talks with a lawyer to get it trademarked. So if you continue, watch out because I will come after you once it's trademarked and the whole process is finalized. So, yes. And I have evidence, unless if you can prove you've had this name way before me, which unlikely, hard, concrete evidence, you're gonna have to change your name. We'll see about that. Anyway, so some passions and goals of mine. So passion right now is botany, I guess. I'm not even sure if you can call it botany. I just really like gardening or greenhouses. I really want to get into that once I go to PR. It's a tropical weather, so a lot of like seeds are able to grow in that environment all year long. So hopefully, well, I'm not gonna say that because I don't know anything about gardening yet. It's something I'm trying to get into just now, but that's a passion of mine. A goal is to have a greenhouse in the future, but within 3 to 6 months, I'm trying to get my RN license in Puerto Rico and hopefully get a job. Top three. So my first choice with the RN license is gonna be either cath lab or OR. That's what I want to do. Like, I want to do something cold, something where I'm not going to sweat too much. And second choice is ER, and then third choice is going to be ICU. Med surge, I am never going towards you. I'd rather be jobless, honestly. I'm not going to med surge. I'm not going to tele. I'm not doing it, okay? Another passionate goal of mine is within a year to two, I want to be fluent enough in French to be able to take the DELF test and be able to get my little certification saying, like, hey, you're fluent in French. So that's my goal. Long term goal from 5 to 10, hopefully not 15, but within that time frame, I want to buy land in Puerto Rico. So it's going to be land for me, and then I also want to have enough land to build Airbnbs and start a little business with that, like renting it out to tourists. Because I really do feel like the future, there's a lot of avenues to make money, but real estate is a really good way to start making some passive income. You can start with one Airbnb, like little mini tiny houses, or tiny houses as they're called, and then slowly start getting more and more, and then just make a really good income. And who doesn't come to Puerto Rico? A lot, millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people come to Puerto Rico every single year for vacationing. So I want to buy some land in a really nice area where it's easy and accessible to get to places. I also have like a little stand where they can buy like sweet treats, food, little souvenirs, stuff like that within the vicinity of the area. That's a goal. Okay, and lastly, so I mentioned that within healthcare, so I have a bachelor's degree in nursing. I never really got my RN because as soon as I graduated nursing school in Puerto Rico, within like a week, I moved to Texas. I started the whole process of getting my RN license, but it's a lot of paperwork, a lot of back and forth between like agencies, schools, and the Board of Nursing in Texas, and that was just a whole ass mess. That was really bad for me. Honestly, it was almost over a year, and that I wasn't able to do anything. That's why I became a PCT in the meanwhile. But dear God, my that whole waiting period, they were dangling a carrot in front of me. They're like, okay, everything's ready, you're all set. And then like 3 days later, hey, actually you're missing something. We need to contact your school again, but we can't do it through email or phone. Everything is written mail. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. So my passion for nursing kind of dissipated in that process, but within the past 6-ish months I've been able to, no, that's a lie, within like the past 2 months I've been able to reignite that spark again, and I'm trying to get my RN license. I'll get it in Puerto Rico, and then I'm finally able to get it in Texas after over a year waiting for that. So I won't be in Texas, but it's good to have it just in case if I in the future I ever do some travel nursing or stuff like that. Besides that, I'm currently in a master's program, so I'm my MBA program, Master's in Business Administration. So once that's done at the end of 2026, I wanna hopefully, if I still can study, I would like to get my FNP, which is a master's, a nursing master's, and it's a family nurse practitioner. The only problem with that is that in Puerto Rico, it's not even a state, the territory by law doesn't recognize nurse practitioners or physician assistants. So it will be a useless degree in Puerto Rico, but there's things I can do with it. And I'm just someone who loves seeking out education, and I'm like a Pokemon trainer, but instead of collecting Pokemon, I am collecting degrees. Gotta catch them all. So the more the merrier. I'll pay student loans eventually, whatever. I'll die, who knows, but we'll get that sorted in the future. That is a problem for another day. Topics we're gonna talk about. So for episode 1, I want y'all to take a vote. I can start with like a story timeline of nursing school and all the shenanigans that went on. I'll start from like the beginning all the way to the end. So I can do like nursing school shenanigans, stuff like that. And I'll do like a time, somewhat of a timeline, and I can get like my school friends, and we can just talk about everything. Again, they speak Spanish, so we'll see how that goes. But I also want to talk about, or we can talk how I was a PCT at a hospital and an urgent care like setting. Another topic I can do is everything that was related to trying to get my nursing degree as a foreign educated individual. I'm going to make a tutorial video apart for those people that are interested in how to apply. It's mostly going to be for Texas, but usually all the states follow somewhat of the same guideline for it. So it'll change just a little bit, but it's important just to look up the process and the document written form for that. Besides that, I'm moving to Puerto Rico. That's why I have a horrible stuffy nose right now within like 3 weeks. So we're going to see how that goes. Honestly, I'm gonna have over 6 suitcases worth of things. I am paying so much money to try and move back, but honestly, I just want to be back home. I want to be with family. I want to be with the culture. I want to be with the food I miss. And I just want to be home, honestly. I miss the environment. I don't miss how hot it is over there, but I just miss everything about it. You know, the US of A is awesome sauce, but at the point I am in life, I just don't want this lifestyle. I want to be able to be closer to family. I can just get a simple job over there within nursing, hopefully preferably within medical devices. But oh, we're gonna make that a topic as well, medical devices. But yes, okie dokie. So that is all for this little reintroduction for future topics to come for the expectations of the podcast. I hope you stick around, and if you do, enjoy it. Leave me some feedback. What do you want to hear about? What can I improve? What are you looking for in a podcast that you want to just tune in every week, every 2 weeks? Right now, with like I said, I have very hectic schedule with school and moving, so I won't be able to pump out content like I would want to, but hopefully I'm able to at least, do something for y'all within episode 1. But thank you so much for listening. I'm very excited to get this started with finally, and just I want to create a beautiful, amazing family and community with everyone. So thank you so much and have a good one. Take care. Bye bye.